Hey, my name is Brent from Cloudy with a Chance Meeples.
And I'm Ryan from How I Roll.
Welcome to a very, very special video. And in this video, we are going to be talking about games that we've played with our kids.
Yeah.
Both dads of fathers of two. You have two children?
I have two girls, yeah.
I have a son and a daughter. I talk about my kids quite a bit on my channel here on Cloudy with a Chance Meeples. And
I talk about my kids everywhere I go.
I also talk about my kids everywhere as well.
I know. I used to make fun of parents who just posted about their kids on Instagram all the time and talked about them all the time. I was like, they're losers. I'll never be like that. Now I'm a huge loser like that. So yeah, that's me.
Dads, that's what we are. And so we are going to do a video about dad time. Game time with dad. And this is going to be our 10 favorite games that we played with our kids.
Yeah.
And I will also say that Ryan and I actually have known each other for a number of years, which is crazy. We met for the first time 2008. So I guess this video is almost 20 years in the making.
Totally. We've been planning it ever since then, for sure.
You know what? And so it better be just an absolute banger of a video. But we are going to do our games 10 through 6 in this video. And then in the description of this video, we'll post the link to games 5 through 1.
Yeah, top 10 games we like playing with our kids, and we'll split it into 2.
Absolutely. And so I am excited about this. We haven't been actually working on this for 18 years, but for the last number of months, we've been talking back and forth to be like, hey, you know what? Let's do this. I love playing games with my kids, and I love investing in my kids' lives. Oh. And so that's kind of my hope is to other dads out there, parents, father figures, to just spend that time with your kids. Sometimes my phone is an ultimate distraction. I don't know about yourself.
No, not at all.
Wow, Ryan is...
I'm the perfect dad. Oh yeah, totally. Well, it is board games are such a good quality time thing with your kids, but also for people like us who are addicted to board games, it's also really also it's beneficial in a way. The more my kids are getting hooked on games, because then I spend a lot of time with them. It's just more people to play games with. So it is very beneficial. Love hanging with my kids. And I want to say a quick note, because I don't know if people know much about the geography of Canada. I live way on the left coast in Vancouver, and Brent lives in the middle of Canada in a place called Winnipeg. And I used to live in the middle of Canada, and it's been a few years since I've been out here, and I forgot how brutally cold it is out here. So I'm looking at the snow out there, and it is minus 20 degrees. I got to the airport. I came from Dice Tower West in Vegas, so it was boiling. I landed here yesterday, and I was like, I can't believe I used to live in this. So I am suffering through the freezing cold to make this video with Brent. So, yeah.
Thanks for taking the time. Wow. It's been awesome.
It's good to be here.
But so this video is going to be 10 through 6. And so I'm going to kick this one off. I will also say that these lists are going to be very different. And judging by the first game that I'm going to share, this is not going to be the norm of this. I'm going into this having been playing with my kids for the last 7 or 8 years solid.
Yeah.
So my son is 12, almost 13. My daughter's going to be 10 this year. So there's a lot of kids games on this list.
Before your number 10, do you have any honorable mentions that didn't quite make the list that you feel like you need to mention?
Do I have?
It's okay if you don't.
I don't know.
I only have one, and it's kind of conflicting. It didn't make the list because I don't really like playing this.
Okay.
But I still appreciate it. So, and it's Uno, and maybe it's on your list, but no. I don't really like Uno at all. But seeing my daughters get excited about games brings me joy. And at a McDonald's Happy Meal a bit ago, they put Uno in
cards,
there.
Yep.
But actually, that Uno version is so much better because it's only there's no draw. There aren't even draw 2s. They're just draw 1, so it doesn't go on forever and ever. But it's brought me a lot of joy to see my older daughter Avra be so she's just been obsessed. Can we play Uno? Can we play Uno? Can we play Uno? So I'm happy to see her finding so much joy in playing those games, even though Uno's not. So honorable mention in that regard. Didn't make my list because I don't love playing Uno.
But. Yeah, I would say taco, cat, goat, cheese, pizza.
Yeah, those things.
My daughter loves that, and I'm like, oh, I'm so slow at that game, and I can't do the whole
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's great.
So we're gonna start at number 10. This is a game that is a campaign game, but it's also a 2-player game, and it is Everdell Duo. And so I don't know how much you're familiar with Everdell. It is my family's it's Nicole and I favorite game of all time. And the duo game, it's got the campaign, so I was able to do this with both of my kids.
Oh, cool.
And it's been it was
Like
really
there's a campaign version of Everdell Duo?
Yeah, so
cool.
duo has just 2-player, or you can play solo or 2-player cooperative.
Cool.
15-game campaign.
Oh.
And so I had the chance to do this with my kids, and just show you some of these pictures here. Yeah, it's just got all the things that Everdell has in a smaller game, and yeah, there's a campaign book, and so
That's cool.
I've really enjoyed doing this campaign with my kids because I've been able to introduce them to the world that I love, and I've done a lot of the, I don't want to say hand-holding in the campaign, but I've done a lot of the grunt work, knowing everything, and they've been able to grow in knowing that game.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so, yeah, my number 10 is Everdell Duo. They're not all going to be heavier games like that, but my number 10, Everdell Duo.
Yeah, I haven't really dabbled in the Everdell world as much as you guys have, but yeah, thinking about my kids, they'd probably love this, so I should check it out. But my number 10 is going to be a little different than the rest of my list. This is Dominion. We don't know each other's list, but I said my number 10 was Dominion. Brent was like, what? This is going to be a wild list. This is mostly because my older daughter, she just turned 8, and we've started playing some more like kind of adult games. So I've introduced her to Dominion just to like help her do more deck building. She's played Summer Camp too, but
Love that game.
I just want her to like learn deck building and stuff. And I'm like a total Euro gamer at heart, so I don't like attacking people and stuff. But I did put one attack card in, and the like maniacal laugh every time she'd get her attack card and attack me. She just was like, is the best thing ever. But it was cool seeing her just like getting some of these more adult mechanics down and stuff like that. So we haven't played this as much, and it's number 10 on my list because we haven't done it quite as much or these kinds of games. But I'm really excited to see her kind of taking on these like kind of thinkier, more strategic mechanics and stuff like that. So Dominion was actually one of the games that really got my wife and me into games too. We'd played quite a few games, but this one like really sucked us in a lot. So that's Dominion, my number 10. So
I've actually only played Dominion once. As I'm looking at the artwork, I can't get past the artwork. I'm so vain. Like the font is just the worst.
Well, I'm grateful to Rio Grande Games for many of the great games they've brought us over the years, but I'm not grateful to Rio Grande Games for the artwork that they've brought us over the years. It's nothing stunning about it, and I do think it would be cool if the Dominion cards had something a bit more enrapturing in the cards. But yes, it's nothing. This is a themeless, abstract deck building game, but mechanics are tight, and so it's pretty cool. Dominion.
Right on. So my number 9 game is a game in which the theme I love, the mechanics I'm not necessarily the biggest fan. I'm not a big fan of cooperative games. I know they get lots of people in the hobby and they have so much going for them, but typically I kind of want to be in control. That sounds so bad, but at least I've gotten to the point where I can admit that's why I don't like cooperative games.
Yeah, historically cooperative isn't high on my list, but I've started to soften up to it a bit more over the years, but especially with kids. It's great because you're like, okay, we can kind of work on this together and stuff. So
yeah, so my number 9 is Marvel United.
Okay,
I really like Marvel United a lot. Have you played Marvel United?
I have not actually.
There's about like 14,000.
This is gonna be embarrassing. Like I run a board game channel. For your whole list, I've never played them. People are gonna be like, "Who is this joker?"
Well, no, I think that's the great thing about the board gaming hobby is there's so many different games and styles for everybody out there. But in this one, you're going up against a baddie. You're let's see.
I love the artwork in this.
The artwork is amazing.
Is this the same person that did like Arcadia Quest and stuff? Because it looks like the same artwork.
I think maybe. I'm not totally sure. But pretty much you're playing a card and then you get the effects on the bottom of the card and then the person after you plays a card and they get their effects from their card that they played and the one prior. So it's kind of got that teamwork aspect. And then every 3 or 4 cards, the bad guy, wow, there's some crazy collections here. I don't know if I can see any more.
That looks awesome.
Every 3 or 4 turns, the bad guy has a master plan deck. You put that on there, and then do all the effects, and then he's putting, or he or she or whatever the villain is, putting more thugs, putting more like civilians, and you're just whatever trying to do these missions. Once you've completed 2 of the missions, then you can actually attack the villain, and it's just a ton of fun. My son absolutely loves this game. The multiverse one was my favorite game from 2025, because my son is like, Dad, let's play this. And of course we have, I don't know where it is, somewhere. Oh, it's on the bottom of my shelf. We have like the promo box, so we have like 14,000 different players.
I don't know why I haven't played this. I need to. I've always like seen, like, oh, that looks cool. I've never played it, so I'll have to give it a shot sometime, especially if it's good with kids. So that's great. My number 9 is Stack and Stuff, which if you're watching this, you're probably like, what is that? But what it is it's just like a more streamlined, smaller patchwork. Now, I had actually already previously played patchwork with my daughters before we got Stack and Stuff, and they liked it. It was a bit much for my Katana, who was like 3 or 4 at that point. But Stack and Stuff got sent to me, and I was like, oh, a patchwork game. And I at first I was expecting, I didn't know anything about it. I was expecting like something in the patchwork universe. It's really just patchwork. It's slightly smaller, a little bit more streamlined, and just kind of slightly different. So yeah, it has like 2... It's like 7x7, 9x9.
Yeah, I'm counting that.
Yeah, and the theme is just cool, and you have these like cool little trucks with these like flap out, like these fold out flaps where you're packing up, and it has this one mechanic where some of the pieces aren't available until the end of the game. Like those blue pieces come in later. This picture is probably not a very accurate representation of how gameplay would actually work, but just because that blue one's there too early. But yeah, like this is what your truck might look like at the end of the game. And so it's pretty cool, and it's fun, and like patchwork, strategic enough that you could like adults could play it and have fun. Right. But with like my Katana just turned 5, but when she was 4, she was playing this independently, like making her own decisions. And it was actually funny sometimes with my daughters. You know, when your kid makes a decision, you're like, are you sure?
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, they'd stand there. Well, then they'd dig their heels. They'd be like, yeah, I'm sure. And then they'd end up winning. And I'm like, oh, whoops. Well, then I feel extra dumb because I'm like, well, I was trying to say your decision wasn't good and then you beat me. But
that happens so often to me. And I'm just like, oh.
Yeah.
It's.
I actually ran a board game club for grade 3 students at my daughter Avra's school. And she helped me run it. Ran it for a while on Tuesdays at lunch. And so this one was kind of a hit with the kids there. Again, it's just a little bit shorter, a little bit more streamlined from normal patchwork. So if you like patchwork, this is it's cool. And I kind of I like I think it's more fun pictures and components too. So
I really enjoy patchwork. Nicole and I play patchwork, and I've always seen this, and I've kind of always been like,
yeah,
why is there a smaller version? But from what you're saying and the look of it, it actually kind of looks cool how you're stacking things instead of just making.
Well, it's called stacking stuff because you start it with all the big things like these chairs and sofas and stuff, and you put them, and then like you would pack your packing truck, like all the big things, and then at the end, once you're down to 5, the blue ones come in, and they're like teddy bears and like little things that you would stuff in. So you stack awesome. And then you stuff. It doesn't have in patchwork. There's that like bonus if you get your 7x7 score done first. So it gets rid of that.
Yep.
Which again, if you're playing with your kids, is like. Because that can be quite the swing. If someone finishes that 7x7,
yeah,
they get that bonus points. This is just kind of straight up. You just play patchwork and try to pack the best truck. So yeah, stacking stuff. Number 9.
Right on. Okay, so my number 8 is, I just talked about cooperative games and not being my jam. And this is kind of a cooperative game, but this is an escape room style game. And this is Exit the Game. We have done, Nicole and I have done so many of these, done the advent calendars, which we've done with our kids as well. But last year...
I was just telling my wife that I want one of the Exit advent calendars for Christmas a little bit before Christmas last year. And she didn't get me one, so...
I will say the Galactic Race one is not... Oh, it's so bad. But anyways, this one, they have a family one. And so they have a kids line that plays 5 and up, and they're kind of just like... Where's Waldo-y type things. Okay. I don't know if you played any of the small ones, and then you don't rip up anything. But this one is the family one, so it's kind of in between the two. they play about, it says 45 to 75 minutes. I say you can do both of them in 75 minutes.
Okay.
So they take about 40-ish minutes each. And my kids, their faces just lit up. They do just a couple just neat little things, destroying a few things, not as much as normal exit game ones. But we had an absolute blast. And I guess this is game time with Dad, and Nicole was there as well. It was a family. But this was just absolutely a rock star experience. And I believe that there is another one coming out. And so I'm excited for that as well. And you know what? Maybe, you're 12-year-old, you're just into all the heaviest exit games. My kids, I tried the Lord of the Rings one with them, and they just got bored because it took so long. And they're like, Dad, let's just look for the answer. And I'm like, no, let's problem solve. And so this is a great happy medium, in my opinion, of the easiest exit games and versus the kid ones. So
I really like exit, but even my wife and I, we love escape room stuff. We found in a couple of exit games we play that you get to a point where it's just this is not just impossible, but it's kind of clunky. So I really like them, but so I imagine doing that with my kids would be tough. We did have this advent calendar, kind of like escape room book, it's like a puzzle a day kind of thing that I did with my kids, and it was I almost thought about putting us on the list. One thing is I'm traveling and I don't remember the name of it, but also it's not really a game, but so I didn't know they had a family line, so I'm definitely going to check this out, because doing that escape room book with my kids was every day we'd do it, and they're just hooked. They loved it. So.
And my kids were pumped. So they're animals, they're superheroes. So then you kind of, each of the, whatever, I'm not going to really spoil anything, but the bird is kind of part of a puzzle, and you're looking something, a vantage point high and looking down, right? And so that they bring that in with the different animals, which my kids loved the whole animal superhero aspect of it. So yeah, mine number 8 is Exit Family.
I love it. For me, number 8 is Micro Macro, the kids version. The not kids version I probably wouldn't do with my little kids, but yes, Micro Macro, it's so cool. You put out this giant map, you read the story, you're going through it. My older daughter likes to be the person to read the story sometimes, but then she realizes that sometimes means she doesn't get to play as much.
Yeah.
So usually I read the story, and Katana will be up on the table. It comes with a magnifying glass. Have you played? You haven't seen the kids version?
I haven't seen this. We've done
it comes with a magnifying glass, and it's not that effective of one, but they love just sleuthing around and figuring it out. And it is one of the coolest family experiences. They're 26 stories or something. We played.
Oh, wow.
We played through all of it. My kids loved it. Sometimes there were a couple times where we sat down and we played 6 stories in a row or something. So they're pretty hooked on it. It's amazing. We haven't. You can color it in at the end. We haven't done that yet, but to be honest, our map is also pretty ratty at this point.
Yeah, opening and shutting.
Shutting, and my 5-year-old crawling on top of it.
Yeah, I remember doing the main one with Nicole, and my kids were like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "Maybe not for you."
When you're 18.
Yeah, not for you. And so seeing this one, and again, my kids are I wouldn't say they would probably love this, even on that older preteen. Yeah, I think this would be.
You know what?
amazing.
Honestly, there were times when my wife and I were like, "Oh, where is it?" Or I don't think my wife and I would probably sit down and play this for hours or whatever, but it's enough to try to look around and try to find stuff. So it's pretty cool.
Right on.
It's really great.
So your number 8 is
Micro Macro Kids. Crazy City Park. I guess it's a long title. It is Micro Macro.
lucky number 7. This game came out in 2020. And, lots of maybe not fun things in 2020.
I remember that year.
Yeah, I think, yes. I'm glad you do. Actually, that's a good segue, because in 2020, I played a ton of games with our kids, because what else kind of was there to do, right? And so a lot of these games that are going to be coming up on my list came out of 2020 and the craziness that it was. And so if I think about that aspect of it, that year, which was whatever, a terrible time for so many people, the board gaming aspect was really cool, because again, I played games with my kids every day.
That's cool. We were locked in our house with a 2.5-year-old. So I don't know. I think that's the year we played less board games than usual, but I'm happy for you.
So this is a light card game. in which you have some really neat tiles, and you're spending cards to either score or manipulate these tiles. And this is Shifting Stones. This is a pretty light game. This is, I think, my most played game of all time. As you can see, over 270 times. Whoa. I will also say that I play this at work. This is one of my work games as well that I play on coffee break. But in this one, you have cards, and you either use these cards to score, or you use these cards to manipulate this grid of these 9 tiles. There we go. So you have these 9 tiles. On the back of the tree is a seed. On the back of the fish are birds. On the back of the horse, the purple horse, is a boat, and then the sun and the moon on the back. And you're just matching a pattern. That's it. And so I don't know. These are all. Wow, that's something else. That must be. I don't know. So in this case,
someone like 3D print.
Yeah, this is crazy. So if you get score 2 points if the black moon is on the bottom of a column or whatever, and so you're spending a card to either swap to adjacent tiles, or spending a card to flip a tile to the opposite side, or you're using the card to just gain points.
Yeah.
So you're manipulating this thing. There is a whole bunch of luck involved, but we've played this so many places. This is a game that we travel with. So anytime we go on family vacations, we legitimately have been down south, Minneapolis and Fargo and different places, and we play this at restaurants. So instead of when, they take your order, instead of me pulling out my phone, my wife pulling out her phone, we play Shifting Stones.
Yeah.
Like almost every time we go on trips, this is one. We play it in hotel rooms because, again, you need no... I legitimately played this on the dashboard of my van. Waiting for my son at school. Me and my daughter went to pick him up. We're like, hey, let's play Shifting Stones on the dashboard.
That's cool.
Having these things. And I don't really care if I lose because of luck, because there is so much luck. I can leave the pattern of the board set up, and you're like, oh, I scored that one. Oh, I scored that one. And you don't have to use your cards to do anything. But okay, these pictures are going crazy. That's not part of the game. That's fine. But I don't really care if I'm losing due to the luck factor of this game, because, again, it's like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's just so much fun. And my kids, they play it, not anymore, but they used to just sit at the coffee table when they weren't fighting, and they would just play together. And so this is almost like an Uno-esque, like just really, really simple. So my number 7 is Shifting Stones.
My number 7 is comes from a series of games, and I would say all of them I enjoy playing with my kids, but I had to pick one of them, so I picked Dragomino out of the King Domino, Queen Domino, all of that and stuff like that. So I've played all those with my kids. I find Queen Domino is maybe a little bit much for my 5-year-old, no problem for my 8-year-old. And King Domino is maybe not exciting enough. And the cool thing with Dragomino, have you played this? I'm assuming you've played the other ones.
Yeah, I had the original. I played Queen, and I got rid of my original to get Origin. The cave one.
The other ones are mostly more focused around building something for endgame scoring. With Dragomino, you're collecting these dragon eggs and dragons as you go. And there's a little bit of a memory element, not entirely, but there's a bit of a memory element, and it's a little bit tactile like that. So my girls love it. They love the dragons. You're flipping over the eggs as if you got dragons and stuff like that. So this whole series is great for people of all ages, great family game. But this one, I think, is the one I enjoy playing the most with my kids. So Dragomino.
Right on. So my number 6, and I'll say this is the last one in this video. If you want to know 5 through 1, the description of this video, check out the link, and then you can find out our top 5. And I love talking to other parents about games, and I love talking to other dads about how they interact with their kids, because not to say being a mom is not hard, but being a dad, you're always thinking about providing for your family, and work often fills our minds, right? And so to have a chance to put that aside, invest in my child, my 2 children, and just spend that time around the table. My table is my favorite place in my house, like furniture pieces, because I love sitting at the table, whether with my family or friends or whatever, often eating and then playing games and just having that time. So my number 6 is another cooperative game. You're going to be like, Brent, you're a liar. You love cooperative games. No,
Seems like that's the only thing you like.
no. But this is a cooperative game that's a legacy game. There's actually 2 games in this series. And I'm going to talk about the first one. This is Zombie Kids Evolution. And so this is, I guess, I was going to say tower defense, but it's not. Pretty much you're inside a school. And zombies are trying to get into the school, and they're all like silly zombies. My kids weren't like overly that scared. And your kids defending your school, and you're trying to lock the 4 gates in which the zombies are coming into the school. That's pretty much the game. It's cooperative, and it is a legacy. Hopefully, none of these pictures are going to spoil anything. But as you can see,
you just ruined the game for everybody.
my apologies.
Oh, look at all those tuck boxes. No, nothing's shown in this.
No, nothing's shown in this picture. So you're one of 4 characters, and it's simple mechanic. You are rolling a die, adding a zombie to that room. If there's ever I haven't played this in a number of years. I think if there's 2 zombies in a room or whatever, you can't enter the room. And so you have to watch that. If you can never add zombies to the board, you lose. There's just different ways to lose. But as you progress, you will get power-ups. I'll just say that. And it also is, you don't have to win to gain the power-ups. So it's kind of fail forward. So if you win, you get to put on, I think, 2 brain stickers on the tracker, or 1 brain sticker, or something like that. And if you lose, you do the opposite. You put 2 or whatever. And so every time you hit these semi-milestones, you get to open one of these envelopes, which will change the game, make it a little bit harder. And one of the really cool things is you have to have 2 characters in one of the 4 corners to put the gate lock on the gate. And when you do that in the rules, you have to high five. Oh. So you're in there. Or
that's a good rule.
I'm in there. My daughter comes in there. We high five.
Yeah.
She puts the lock on as her action. And so you're doing that, cool. Or you're eliminating zombies. And so there's a zombie teen one as well, which is more of a pick up and deliver aspect. But then you can combine the 2. And so the 2 games, I think we played the campaign legacy aspect of it 100 times.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
And you can pull the characters from the one game to the other game, or vice versa. Mm-hmm. There's a few scenarios online. And so it was a lot of fun. Zombie Kids Evolution.
Sounds awesome. My number, what are we at? Number
6.
6? My number 6 is Dragomino.
No, it's not.
Whoops. No, I just did Dragomino. Shoot. That's why I was so confused.
It's so good. It's 7 and 6.
It's 6, 7.
Woo-hoo!
Okay. Anyways,
we're
sorry.
dead.
Everyone just exited the video because I dropped to 6, 7. My daughters were not that big on the 6, 7, but they've started saying bruh all the time to me.
And see, my kids had said that. And so I got middle schooler, or one middle schooler. And so, yeah, he's like, bruh. I'm like, no, I'm dad. I'm not bruh. I'm dad. But I say the whole 6, 7 more. I'll be like, and I'll say it so subtly. And then my kids will be like, Dad, stop it.
Yeah, my kids are, it's the same with my kids, that they're all the time like, bruh. Anyways.
I'm like, you started this whole trend, you and your generation, so why can't I do it and be cool? And they're like, you're not cool. I'm like, I'm cool.
I can confirm you're not cool. Just kidding. You're great. Number 6 is actually my first Castle Panic. We own a number of these, My Little, My First. We have My Little Scythe, which I really thought about putting on. My First Stone Age, but I didn't want my whole list to just be all these. We have the Ticket to Ride one, whatever it's called,
First Journey.
First Journey. But I was like, well, I don't want that to all be that. And also, the thing with a lot of those games is fundamentally most of those, Junior Catan, are a race game where you kind of are doing the same thing, and it's really just whoever goes first, or else if you kind of slip out of position, it's just kind of a racist thing. I do really like My Little Scythe. And My First Stone Age I actually like a lot because of the memory aspect. This one, I think, took it a little bit away. It's cooperative, so it's different, but to me, progressed just a little bit. Oh, I also have the Sandcastles of Burgundy. That was actually cool because that one has it has a variant that ups it a bit, but My First Castle Panic is probably my favorite of all these. My First, My Little. Okay. Oh, we have Man, we own a lot of them with the because we have a lot. I like them all. This one's really cool. It's fun doing something with my girls, but you can increase the complexity and it actually becomes a game that would be hard for adults to win. And then you get to make lots of great decisions. It's really simple but thoughtful, working together where you just share a card with each other and stuff like that. So we've played this tons. I took this to the grade 3 board game club I'm running. It was a huge hit there. I think it's fantastic. My first Castle Panic. It's really great.
Does it, I've only played Castle Panic once. Does it take out the whole semi-cooperative aspect of it? I didn't really like that in the first one.
This is just fully cooperative. Right,
because it's in the normal one.
Yeah.
When I originally played it, I like everybody's doing this, but then at the end, everybody wins. But if you've like defeated more people, you actually win.
Yeah, that's like Marvel Legendary.
Okay.
Those games to me are tricky because it's cooperative.
Yeah.
But there's a point at which you start screwing your friends.
I know, and I didn't necessarily like that in Castle Panic.
This one's just straight cooperative. You either win or lose together. It's really neat. It's like I said, probably my favorite of these. My Little. It's a little different because it's cooperative, but it's a great game. Picked up on Marketplace for super cheap and was like, we'll see. And it's been a hit. We've played a ton. So
right on. So that is your number 6, and that concludes this segment of our top 10 games, 10 best games.
So check the description below and hit number 1 to 5 and come join us for the top 5.
And so, yes, come join us over there. Until next time, my name is Brent.
And I'm Ryan.
Grab your umbrella. The forecast is cloudy.
With a chance of meeples. Sorry, I wanted to steal your line.
That's all right.
I made it bad. It's cloudy with a chance of meeples.